Howdy folks, and welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the mighty Jingles. It's been a while since I did a Ground Forces video, and what you've got today is a compilation of some amusing incidents that have occurred while I've been driving tanks in War Thunder. So what we have for you today is extracts from one simulator battle and two arcade battles. We're starting off with the simulator battle. This is my YAG Panzer IV with the Pak 42 L70 75mm gun. And we're on the Kursk simulator battle. And the thing about the Kursk simulator battle, well, it's true of all simulator battles, Kursk and Jungle in particular, it's actually identifying and locating and killing the enemy players that is the hard part. Now you might think, well, that's obvious, Jingles, of course you need to identify, locate and kill the enemy players. Well, on Kursk in particular, there's an awful lot of AI running around. And they tend to get identified and spotted first because they just drive straight forward, guns blazing. Don't forget, in a simulator battle, you don't get the player's name over the top of his tank, even if he has been spotted. And so it's very easy for players to hide in that mess of AI tanks. And trying to identify which tank is a player and which tank is AI can be very, very difficult. On the other hand, if you're paying attention to the combat messages, you will see vehicle destroyed by T-34. Vehicle destroyed by T-34. Somebody's farming kills. You can see the shots going in down there. The combat messages that popped up alerted me to the fact that somebody was running rampage around down here in the anti-aircraft vehicle park. He's down there somewhere. Oh, there he is. And I'm happy to say that my aiming is getting a damn sight better in simulator battles. First shot at the range of just under a kilometre. Straight on target. Second one, misses. He's panicking now. He's trying to hide behind the AI. Third shot. Punches his ticket. Not too bad at all. 3 shots, and look at the range. They've got to be a kilometre away. 3 shots, 2 hits. And of course, paying attention to the combat messages that pop up even in a simulator battle told me that there was somebody running around farming the kills in the AI down there in the eastern end of the map. So the first of our 3 clips, mildly amusing but not particularly funny, more informative, more of a tip on how to locate enemy targets in simulator battles by paying attention to the combat messages. But don't worry, the funny starts now. This is the Panzer IIIe. It's in an arcade battle. Not a very widely produced tank during World War II. Only 96 of these things were built, with another 45 made as command tank variants. It's armed with a short-barreled 50mm gun. At the time this thing was built, the Panzer IIIs were the anti-tank vehicles, and the Panzer IVs were support tanks. The Panzer IVs tended to have the short-barreled 75mm guns, same as the gun that you got on the Stug 3A, and mostly were loaded with high explosive ammunition. They were for supporting the infantry. The Panzer IIIs were the tanks that were supposed to go out there and kill enemy tanks, and so they tended to get slightly higher velocity weapons and were intended to kill tanks like the T-26, the T-series tanks, the early T-series tanks, the BT series tanks, tanks like the T-26, the T-28, the BT-7, the BT-2. This gun was perfectly adequate for dealing with that kind of target. And as you can see, I'm having absolutely no problems dealing with these AI T-26s. Absolutely slaughtering them. This gun doesn't over-penetrate. It doesn't have so much penetration that it's going to go straight in one side, straight out the other, without really damaging anything on the way. Where this thing is really going to have problems is if I run into any T-34s. T-34s and KV-1s are the reason why the Wehrmacht switched production from Panzer IIIs to Panzer IVs and started putting long-barreled 75mm guns on their Panzer IVs. They're the reason why the Wehrmacht started developing tanks like the Tiger and the Panther. The Panzer IIIs were almost completely incapable of dealing with T-34s. These stubby 75 and 50mm guns just could not penetrate the armour of tanks like that. The vast majority of T-34s and KV-1s that were knocked out in the early stages of the war on the Eastern Front were killed by towed anti-tank guns, not tanks. 75mm and 88mm anti-aircraft and anti-tank guns. The problem with the Panzer III was the turret ring just wasn't big enough to mount a long-barreled 75mm gun. And so I'm just bouncing fruitlessly. I'm going to have to, even at point-blank range, I'm only going to have a 50-50 chance of penetrating this guy's armour. He just has to hit me and get lucky, and he's going to one-shot kill me. I'm in serious trouble here. In order for me to kill this guy, he is going to have to do something mind-bogglingly stupid. He's going to have to angle his sloped armour so that it is flat towards my gun. To do that, he's going to have to basically raise the arse of his tank in the air, and I'm going to have to close to point-blank range, and even then, I'm still going to have a roughly 50% chance of penetrating with every shot that I take. And so, of course, that's exactly what he does. Look at that. Unbelievable. Look, I'm even not penetrating from here. You know, there's no sloping. There's absolute. I mean, we're okay. Now I've taken his engine out, but look at how many of these shots, even at this range and this angle, are just bouncing off this guy. Finally, set him on fire. Right, that's going to kill him. And I'm still not penetrating. It was the engine shot that set him on fire. That's what's going to kill him. There he... Thank you. More enemies like you, please. And for some bizarre reason, the game also decided to give me the Unguided and Surprise Awards, which is for taking out aircraft with rocket kills. Oh, that was fantastic. All he had to do to beat me was just stay where he was, but no, that would have been too simple. Oh man. It's matches like this and moments like this that are the reason why we play these multiplayer games. And, you know, if the guy in the T-34 is watching this video, I'm really sorry. I'm not picking on... Well, I am picking on you, but I'm not doing it maliciously. We've all had derp moments like that where we've gone, oh, what have I done? It happens to the best of us. But now I've got around the flank, even with this shitty 50mm gun, how many of them do you think I can kill before they realise I'm here? So let's see. Okay, target undamaged. Let's find something I'll actually penetrate. There's a Panzer IV-C, and he's on fire. Switch to another target. Shot at the T-28, really messes him up. Back to the Panzer IV, he's used a fire extinguisher, so we set him on fire again. Back to the T-28, set him on fire as well. At some point, but hopefully not too soon, they're actually going to wake up and realise I'm killing them. Oh, the Panzer... There we go, the Panzer IV finally burnt to death. The T-26, put one into him, switch back, finish him off. Yeah, there we go. They finally started shooting back at me. And the game's just awarded me an air win streak ×3. Hurrah! And then I get my ticket punched by a Stug 3. Oh, go home, War Thunder, you're drunk. The T-34 kill was priceless, though. We actually lost that game, but I didn't care. It was hilarious. The final incident that I wanted to show you, this actually happened in the early hours of this morning. I'm playing War Thunder, trying to get some P-51 Mustang footage flying my Americans, because I want to do a historical video on the P-51. And I thought, you know what, in between games I'll just have a quick arcade battle in my Germans, just to get my daily double for the German tanks. And something happened that I have never seen happen in War Thunder. I've seen it happen in World of Tanks. I've never seen it happen in War Thunder. I didn't even know it was possible. I'm driving the Panzer IV L70A. It's a premium German tank destroyer. It's actually a variant of the YAG Panzer IV. There were two versions of the YAG Panzer IV that were fitted with the Pak-42 L70 75mm gun. This one is the least common of the two. A YAG Panzer IV is basically just a Panzer IV with the turret removed, the chassis modified, and a long-barreled 75mm gun fitted to it. The conversion process was slightly complicated, and in order to just get more of these out of the door and into the battlefield as quickly as possible, the Panzer IV L70A was produced in relatively small numbers. There was only a couple of hundred of these things built, and this was just a quick rough and ready modification of the Panzer IV to turn it into a YAG Panzer. As you can see, it's a lot taller than what we recognise as a YAG Panzer. Still got a very, very good gun though. The Pak-42 75mm anti-tank gun was fantastic. Now, we're here on Karelia, it's an arcade battle. I'm coming around the corner to the C point, and we can see from the map that the enemy team are capping. So I'm going to lie up on the corner here and try to kill them in the cap. And there we go. There's a T-34-85. Fires and hits, but I take him out with an ammo rack. There's a Panzer IV and another T-34-85. I've been hit, I've been damaged. I reload the gun. I fire one shot, two shots, 3 kills. What the hell? Okay, really? 3 kills? But that was armor piercing, it wasn't high explosive, and it was only 75mm. Yep, 3 kills. Okay, this bears closer investigation. Let's find out what happened. So we're going to use a top secret gnomish overlord only interweb technique to find out exactly what the hell happened here. You may know of it as the War Thunder Replay free camera system. So here we go. We're going to get a nice little aerial view of the cap here, and we're going to slow things down. So we're just going to wait. There we go. Get a slightly better view of the action, and we're going to wait for these guys to pop up as they're spotted. And there you go, 2 T-34-85s and a Panzer IV-G, I think. I take out the first T-34-85. He fires, he hits me, he doesn't do any damage. The second T-34-85 fires, hits, does some damage to me. The Panzer IV-G panics. He moves forward, and he may have just accidentally saved my life here. He's about to drive into the T-34-85 and throw his aim off. And then my second shot goes in. Ammo racks the T-34-85, and the ammo rack explosion killed the Panzer IV-G. Fantastic. And that, boys and girls, is how you kill 3 tanks with 2 armor-piercing shots in War Thunder. Can I have a World of Tanks Bombardier medal, please? I didn't even know you could do that. I had no idea that an ammo rack explosion could actually cause damage to tanks nearby. So that's a first. The rest of the game is going to be a bit of an anticlimax after that moment. But we'll watch it anyway. I'm obviously still in the Panzer IV L70A. I'm climbing the hill here to try to get a view of the cap circle. I'm certainly not going to drive into the cap circle. They're going to be expecting that. They're going to have guns pointing at the cap circle, waiting for somebody to go in and try to decap. Unfortunately, my impatience gets the better of me, but it still kind of works out all right. See, this would have been a fantastic spot. And if I just waited, if I just had the patience to wait another second, this would have been hilarious. As it is, it ends up being quite amusing anyway. So I'm looking at the cap, there's nothing there. I get impatient, I start moving forward. Right as I start moving forward, guess who comes around the corner? It's one of the guys in the T-34s that I just killed. Oh, and he hits me. Oh, this isn't good. It isn't good. Not good at all. I'm trying to get... oh, and I'm stuck on a rock. You can't really see it from this angle. There's a rock right under my tracks, and I'm completely stuck on the rock. Luckily, he anticipated me shooting, and he's backed off to reload. So it's given me a bit of a breathing space, but I'm desperately trying to get off this rock that I'm stuck on. There it is. And he's going to have reloaded, and he's going to come back around again. And watch this. Watch this. I fire, I hit him. He comes around again. Now I'm stuck on a bloody tree. He hits. We're both reloading. We're both reloading. Come on. Come on. Come on. And there. I fire, hit him, set him on fire, blow his ammo rack again. He fires at the exact same moment, hits me, sets me on fire, blows my hammer rack. So he got his revenge, but hey, it cost him another tank. So that was amusing. Now I'm going to jump into the Panzer IV-G. Now the Panzer IV-G is not the first German tank to get this L48 version of the 75mm gun. The first German Panzer IV that actually gets a decent 75mm long barrel gun is the Panzer IV F2, but the armour on the Panzer IV F2 is terrible. The Panzer IV-G at least has 80mm of frontal armour, which isn't fantastic if T-34-85s are shooting at you, but, you know, it's a damn sight better. You're not a guaranteed one-shot kill in this kind of match the way you would be if you were driving the Panzer IV F2. I do kind of like this tank. It's very, very mobile, and the gun is quite punchy. Survivability isn't bad, but you've got to angle the armour. And even then, I mean, in this kind of match, these are 85mm guns firing back at me. 80mm of armour doesn't really make that much difference. And yes, this is a Jingles derp moment. I am driving straight into a dead end. I thought you could actually turn around here to the left, but you can't, so yeah. Take him around again, Jingles. Better luck next time. Panzer IV-G is very mobile though, so I didn't actually waste an awful lot of time doing this. You can see the team's actually doing alright. We've got 2 of the 3 capture points. The enemy still controls C. A little bit of a power slide there. It is arcade mode after all. The tanks don't handle realistically. So C's all the way over there. I've started on the other side of the map. And I drive around this corner, and suddenly a wild KV-85 is about to appear. Oh shit. I fire, I hit, I do some damage, but he's got an 85mm gun, and so that was mentally ill in the KV-85. Good shot, well done. So anyway, I got to pick my next tank. The Panzer IV-H would probably have been a better choice. It's got the same 75mm gun as the Panzer IV-G, but it's got much, much better spaced armour. Spaced armour a lot like the old reliable, the Panzer III M. This tank is ridiculous. It was ridiculous when it was introduced. It's still ridiculous now. It's so funny killing tanks with this thing. It's got basically the same spaced armour as the Panzer IV-G. This thing is battle rating 3.7 at the moment. It was battle rating 3 when it was introduced, and it was just ridiculous. They keep nerfing the battle rating on this tank to put it into tougher and tougher games. I think they first changed it to 3.4 and it was still absurd. And it's still competitive, even at battle rating 3.7. Now, there's our friend in the KV-85. The KV-85 is a battle rating 4 tank. It has the same gun as the battle rating 4.7 T-34-85, that 85mm D5T gun. What's this? Just watch this. He's trying to decap. Get the gun down. Boom! Angle the tank. Take the shot. Fire. Yeah, get out of my cap circle. Not today, Sonny Jim. So that's a tank that was battle rating 3 when it was originally introduced into the game. They haven't actually changed the Panzer III M at all, as far as the stats of the tank are concerned. All they've done is increase the battle rating, and it just two-shot killed a battle rating 4 heavy tank that has a gun from a battle rating 4.7 medium tank. I think that we can fairly safely conclude that when the Panzer III M was first introduced into War Thunder at battle rating 3, it was just a teeny little bit overpowered. So that was War Thunder Ground Forces with the mighty Jingles. As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.